Hello once again, everyone. It might not seem like the channel has slowed down too much in terms of content, but it's been a good few weeks for me, which is also why I'm slightly late to this topic, but I hope everyone enjoyed the holiday season nonetheless. Now, recently a video came out from Any Austin on how many trees are in Skyrim, and he had some guests on to guess the final total and whatnot, but this video also featured a one Mr. Todd Howard, and he was asked if the Elder Scrolls 6 would have more trees in it than Skyrim.
Are there going to be more trees in Elder Scrolls 6 or less? More. Most definitely more.
Now, like many people did, I saw this and thought, hey, that was a funny bit, and then I moved on with my life. But then I started to see videos popping up of people saying that this contains some groundbreaking Elder Scrolls 6 news, and I figured it was either just people memeing or clickbaiting or whatever. But eventually I ended up watching some out of curiosity, and there were a few that were what I thought, but I started to see something crop up a lot. That this news was complete confirmation that the Elder Scrolls 6 could not possibly be set in Hammerfell, because Hammerfell is a desert. Now, given my usual audience on here, you guys probably already know why that's not true at all, but these videos have a lot of views, and people who aren't as into the series as we are kind of being misled by people who either don't have the information themselves or are just generally clickbaiting, or are just that starved for Elder Scrolls news that they just had to claw something out of this funny bit from a YouTube video, which, yeah, after more than 14 years, I can see that. But for anyone wondering why this is not the case, excluding just the game being bigger than Skyrim in general, I imagine people believing this are just anyone unfamiliar with the lore or who hasn't played ESO or Daggerfall. So let's start with the latter, ESO and Daggerfall. In Daggerfall, we have a map of the Iliac Bay, which sits between High Rock and Hammerfell here, and if we look at that Daggerfall map, we can see just how green the areas in Hammerfell are, and if you played ESO yourself, you'll have seen that Hammerfell has areas with trees in-game. But as for the lore, by which I essentially just mean the geography of Hammerfell, we know that, yes, a lot of Hammerfell is desert, the majority of it being the Alakir Desert. But there are also coastal jungles and more temperate areas around the Dragontail Mountains to the northeast. But again, if you've been there in ESO, you'll know that even the desert areas have trees. Another side to this is that even if Elder Scrolls 6 is set in Hammerfell, it could always include the Iliac Bay once again, or even other parts or all of High Rock. This has also been a theme of quite a few leaks, but personally I only take news from official sources, so take that information how you will. My point being that this very small piece of news confirms absolutely nothing other than there being more trees. And even then, he might be wrong. At the end of the day, this was just a funny bit for a YouTube video, and if anyone is trying to convince you otherwise, I don't know, just send them a UASP link or something, because whilst Hammerfell does have a lot of desert, it also has a lot of trees. And considering the probable scale of the Elder Scrolls 6, I think there's more than enough to assume an ES6 Hammerfell could have more trees than Skyrim. Thank you for watching, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.